Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a couple of years, haven't posted anything in a long time, but that's all right. I did just pick up a new project and just wanted to start a new build series on it. I've been actually thinking about this thing for a while, and it would be kind of cool to come up with a plan on building a car on the cheap. How many times can you say you still build a hot rod for, say, maybe around 3 to 5K? I think this is the perfect possible project for one of those builds. It is a earlier style Model T. It is 25 or earlier, somewhere probably 23 to 25. It does have the big firewall on it. It is a former touring car, and we will be turning it into some sort of a roadster. The guy I got it from was started building it in the mid-90s. I was trying to build a T-bucket style car out of it. We are going to go a different direction. Now we're going to use a lot of what he already started, but you know, it will come out, I think, a lot cooler. I'm not a huge fan of T-buckets, but there were quite a few of them that were built in the 50s that aren't the typical just fiberglass car with a Chevy 350 in it. Here, let's take a look at it and kind of give you a rundown of my plans. Here it is. As you can see, it does have the bigger firewall. The motor is a 302 out of something built in 1969. The date code on it on the valve cover says 1969. I believe it's right there, if you can see that, 69 AE. I'll do some checking, see if I can figure out exactly what it came out of. It's just a 2-barrel engine, but being a 69, that's pretty cool. It's a good year for a motor. It does have a Plymouth Dodge 30s wave axle on the front of it, which is kind of a neat touch. That is a Model T spring. Whoever started building it originally did some weird stuff on this front. The sides are not even. This right here and the one on the other side are mounted about 1/4 to 1/2 inch off of each other, being centered on the frame. So it will need to be fixed to make it drive down the road correctly. As you see, it does have hairpins on the front of it, which I think I will keep. I think it'll be a pretty neat look with the hairpins on it. I do have some thoughts on how to fix the issues with it being built kind of goofy. I will be leaving these front wheels on it. Get some different tires, of course. These tires are roached. It is currently got an automatic in it, and that will be going bye-bye for a manual transmission. I have one that I think I'm going to run with a hydraulic clutch, so it will get one of those 50s Chevy GMC clutch master cylinder, brake master cylinder assemblies. I think those are pretty slick to do hanging pedals on the firewall, and I think that's what I want to do on this car. It does have a Chevy 12-bolt rear axle. Don't know exactly what year, don't know what the gear ratio is on it. So we're just gonna go with that. I'm gonna leave it, might as well, I already have it. The least amount of parts I can buy for this, the better. As you can see, there is a truck bed on it. That will be going bye-bye. I am not a big fan of the whole Model T bucket, deal with the truck bed. I think it's kind of lame. I have a turtle back off a 23 through 25 Model T. That will be going on this car. I don't know how I'm going to mount it yet. I don't know exactly what's going to go on. I'm thinking I'm probably going to widen it, but we'll figure that out when we get to that point. The rear axle supports, like the split bones, those are Model A, and I do not want to be running those. So I've got something else that I think I can use on those. It will be running hubcaps on it, or full wheel covers, and I've got some off of a early 50s Oldsmobile that I'm wanting to run on this car. I think the engine needs to be pushed forward about 1 inch or 2. I want to be able to get that engine as close to the radiator as possible, and that body will be pushed up probably somewhere about here. So instead of this big gap, it's going to be pretty much right on top of the engine to create more room on the frame. And I will be unchanneling it. I do not like the channel on it. I mean, channels do look cool, but I am 6'2", and this car is already small enough as is. I've got currently, we walk over, 3 Model T firewalls that I already had. Whichever one's the best we're going to use and put on the car. So I think this is going to be a pretty interesting build, and I'm hoping that we can build it somewhere around 3K. My plan is to use all the parts that I have and everything else, but I also will take, and any part I already have, I'm gonna figure out what market value is on it and be able to add that to the total to kind of show that yes, you know, we can build a car between that $3,000 to $5,000 range, or I'll prove that it's not possible to build a cheap hot rod anymore. You know, I think buying this as a whole is a good way to start, and I'm going to talk about that quite a bit as we're going through this. Find somebody's unfinished project and pick it up and build it how you want to build it. You know, because I think about it, if I was to try and find the body, a frame, axles, engine, transmission, I mean, this is what, $3,000 to $4,000 worth of parts. By the time you pick it up, I got it all for about $1,500. So, you know, I think this is probably the best way to go as you're building a car. Follow along. I would definitely be appreciative of it. And let's see where we go with this. Hey, thanks a lot for watching. Bye.